When I was a child, I saw like some symptoms of mental health issues, but back then we didn't really have an understanding of this, so I could never identify it for what it was. So it was stuff like I ran away from home a bunch of times. I would always want to kill myself. Like I had moments where I found myself sitting in a garden with a knife in my hand, and I just wanted to stab myself and die. And these are not things that I could really communicate that well with my family. So it got really hard, I really struggled to make friends. I really struggled. And I did have the friends that I had. I always felt like I was left out, that they didn't really want me around, and I felt unwanted a lot of times. And when I was younger, um, there was a fair skin obsession where I was growing up. So I found myself like hating the way I looked, wanting to tear my skin off. And that kind of self hate for a child can be very damaging. And I realized this.
I can't do this. Keeps coming back. I thought today was a good day. It started off like a really good day. I have so much anxiety and oh my god.
I had this episode, I think, in ninth grade where I tried to drink phenyl and kill myself on a school trip. So I was also getting bullied around that time. So it was not a happy period for me. I got diagnosed with bipolar, and they told me that I have these periods of absolute mania where I feel like I'm on top of the world and I can do anything I want. And I believed I could fly. I believed I was invincible, and that was that. And then I also had periods of depression where it's 3 weeks, 4 weeks. I can't get out of bed. I can't eat. I can't sleep. I can't function at all. And that became really scary because I also, around that period, I also started hearing voices.
It's, I can't sleep. My heart's beating really fast. And I can't stop shaking. And
So I was terrified. Like nobody was telling me what was happening. I couldn't speak to my parents. I had no way of calling them. They took away my phone, my laptop, and I just had my ukulele. That's basically it. And I was really scared. Like
You don't have to explain it. Just talk. Just tell me what's up.
Just heart hurts. I don't know how to describe it. My heart hurts. I can't breathe. I feel really alone and scared and worthless. I feel like I'm just wasting away, like none of what I do makes sense or matters or ties up into something bigger than myself. Just
but then when I came out of the hospital, I realized that I couldn't stand, I couldn't function. Like the dose was so high, I was so dependent on my family, and it really messed me up. Like, you know, this thing where you pride yourself on your brain, like that you can think, you can get out of situations, and then you're so sedated, like you can't think. And this whole experience can be so humiliating and so painful and so toxic for you. Um, Yeah. So in general, that 1 week was horrible. I would play the uke a lot, and everybody would like sit around me and listen to me and sing with me. So that way it was like nice. I became friends with a few patients who were really nice to me. But yeah, I think all of these people somehow got me through the whole experience. But the system inherently is messed up, and I'm very cognizant of that. Um, yeah, and I think that was it. I fell in love with this person, and after being in so many abusive men, like this was really refreshing. Like we've been together for more than almost 3 years now, and his presence really helped me. You know, like he was a huge support system. He gave me he taught me how to believe in myself. He taught me how to feel beautiful on days I don't. And that really, really helped me.
and I can't explain this feeling. My partner's right here, but I can't tell him anything. We're having like a mini fight of some sort. And it's not really his fault, it's mine. I don't know how I feel. It's just, oh my god,
You don't have to explain it. Just talk. Just tell me what's up.
Also, like, I have this one moment where I slit my wrist and I wanted to die, and I was so sure I'm done. This is it. I'm done. And I started thinking of a poem in my head, and I couldn't finish it by the time I was like unconscious. And I don't know, this is a really weird thing, but I kept thinking in my head that I need to finish this poem. Like this, I need to get better to finish this poem. And I got better, and I finished the poem, and I performed it, and it gave me a lot of strength because it was all about the voices that made me want to kill myself. And yeah, so I think it's about how art saves you, and how I have to wake up to feed my cats, how I have to love my partner today. I have to report this one story that really matters. So every day I pick like this one thing that I have to do, this one reason to keep on continuing and fighting. It could be a book that I really want to read. It could be a poem that's going on in my head. It could be like plants, really. It could be anything, but it's just this one thing, like one day at a time, and one thing that keeps me going. And yeah.
Do something like you train to dance, so just dance a little bit. Express it. Like just whatever you're feeling, let it out and dance. If nothing else.
Sure, I'm just, it's 4:40 in the morning, I'm just gonna start dancing, that's the
People
solution.
have done weirder things at 4:30. Trust me. And if it helps you, then it honestly doesn't matter like how weird it is.
Yeah, you're right. Honestly, like, I don't think I have a lot of energy, but it's a lot of mental energy. It's not translating into any physical energy. So, don't really think I'm up for like dancing right now.
Thanks. Leave that aside.
But I feel a little bit calmer for sure. Thanks. Gosh, you put up with a lot of my crap.
Trapped in a madhouse. I wonder how it feels like to breathe and not smell my ragged breath, where a rib cage is not a protector but an arsonist, and my body has been a house fire ever since. For 7 days, I was locked inside of claustrophobic walls with faded pestilent paint, on sunshine proof, begging to be released, tinged with shrieks and loud thumps of patients banging their head against the wall. The cracks on white walls start looking like cracked skulls, and sometimes the blood stains like iron rusted the pillars, sometimes survival like the essence of defeat. Silently weeping, holding yourself close, your flesh bending for comfort, hiding your face in between of your thighs and breathing while you still can. One injection stab on my waist to rid me of anxiety, the beating chest that bounces around me in a zigzag trail of scattering golden lights. I am a unicorn tonight, slowly floating through rainbows on a moonless night. I'm so calm, or numb, or dead, and our existence is a wheelbarrow symphony. Sometimes Where the land halts its divide, we vanish into the husk, and we only exist on paper, depression memes, horror movies. We have no names, just numbers. Patient number 1886, maybe a countdown for the number of days that we remained imprisoned, but our minds are free. Is freedom a prison for thoughts? I want to know. These bottles can't cure the ache that I feel. Longing, the lack of warmth. Treat us like you treat each other. Don't spill cold water on my head. Force me into my clothes. I want to run naked in corridor hallways. I want to sing in voices that otherwise only scream at me. Don't ask me to write in diaries when you don't preserve my thoughts. You can't. I'm tired of shouting. I'm sick. I'm not dead. Not yet. I'm trying not to be. I have spirit. I have hope. On some days, I have an action plan. And I have all it takes in my bubble of illusion. And we all call it home now. Some nights, it's a refuge. Some nights, it's a bus stand melancholy. Some nights, it's 4 inches of a brick wall where my skin is mortar and I'm cementing my home inside of it.